On this episode of News Connect, we are revisiting the sanitation conversation. Following a campaign promise to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa, we're here to speak with the general public to see if we are truly on course and if this is really possible. My name is Melissa Awad. This is News Connect for Citi TV. Keep watching.
Okay, I've seen some improvements, but I think enough can be done. I think in my view, we shouldn't look it at a holistic view, but we should look it from community base. So you should tax communities based on the fact that every community should be given a responsibility so that they can tackle their own resource. That one can affect the whole of Accra. But doing a national budget to target the whole of Accra, I think that one cannot be feasible within that period of time.
Could you give us an example of maybe a community responsibility?
Okay, you see the waste management that takes care of Accra. Now we have these small trucks that also goes house to house to clean. So the previous government started with the sanitation day, which has helped. But still, as I'm saying, from the community point of view, the assembly should tax every community or should be taxed. So based on every assembly, they should be given a budget that, or based on this, you should be able to do this to fulfill. I think if they do it assembly-wise, that will help more than being a national plan.
For now, I would say no, because since the government came out with that directive, they have nothing to show that they are even heading towards the same direction. Because all they are doing is only talk. Because looking at the problem that we are having here in Accra, especially the capital city, it's not like something they have to talk, but they have to put everything that they say into work. That's all.
So what do you think about our sanitation in general?
Our sanitation is very poor. What the government has to do is to start right from the primary schools, start to educate the children on how to keep their communities and their schools and their environments clean. And when they do that continually, as the children grow, they start practicing what they have learned from school. But what these children see today is like an elderly man eating and putting a litter on the floor, while the children are not being taught anything. They also eat and they put the litter on the floor.
For me, it's no, because of the way how Accra is structured, and then also how Ghanaian society is being made up. If you look at the people who come to the city, mostly rural urban migration, they move to the city. And the people who are educated are few. And even those who are educated, if you look at the kind of society that we are building for ourselves, there's no way we can have a clean city. So when I heard news about President say that Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa, I was just saying, wow, this is not possible because of how Ghanaians we are. I think that naturally Ghanaians we are dirty. Even though I'm just be frank to you, that to say that we are clean people and we want to be the cleanest city in Accra is not possible. Maybe the next 50 years, but in interim it's not possible. No.
So when you say you believe naturally that Ghanaians we can be dirty, then where do you think that? Where do these practices come from? Where do these bad habits come from?
The bad habits come from our culture. Naturally, Ghanaian culture. You see, if you go to the rural areas, if they say tankers people are coming, the urban city people are coming, then you see people are rushing to go in and clean their houses. They get a point. So they are waiting for someone to come before they can clean their houses. And we have that kind of attitude, there's no way we can develop. So if you say, oh, Accra will be the next cleanest city in Africa, it's not feasible.
Looking at the mindset of Ghanaians, when you travel outside, I've seen a lot of things that are happening. When you go outside, especially in Zimbabwe, when you urinate outside, you'll be arrested. You can't urinate on the streets. Yeah, and that has been a policy of the Zimbabwean government since ages. So if you can look at the mindset of Ghanaians are very dirty. Somebody can eat in a car and throw it outside the street. It's definitely going to litter the street. So when you look at the mindset, we should first of all help people and tell them that, look, when you make dirt filth, it causes a whole lot of disease for us, and the government will spend more, especially in malaria and all those things. So if you look at the mindset of Ghanaians is not good. Based on, you can go to places where you see dustbins there and people are throwing dust on the floor, which isn't good. At least you have some dustbins there. When you make filth, you go and throw it inside. People throw dust in the gutters when it's raining, and which isn't good because the rains are not rubbish cleaners, but people do it. So our mindset is not good. So you should first of all try telling people that the effect of making dirt is the diseases and all sort of things that we are having. Yeah. So our mindset is not clean. So we should first of all start from the mindset, then we scale it down to the communities. I think it will help.
So you mentioned about the children, educating the children in their homes and in schools. But what about the adults? The adults that have been practicing bad sanitation practices. What do you say to them?
That is where the government had to come in and make maybe if there's a law they can bring up so that others can keep others in check. For instance, as I am here, if I'm eating and I put it down, if somebody is following me, the person have the authority to say, hey, big man, what you have done is wrong, pick it. But now, if you do this, you are going to get rains of insults from not even the one who even dropped the litter, but from anyone passing. As you ask you whether this is a place, is it your sleeping place, or are you the one who cleans the place? Then they will just walk on.
So who has more of the responsibility? Who has more of the public duty? Is it the government or is it the citizens, the public?
Actually, it is the government, but government have institutions who are under the government who can take care of this. For instance, we have the Accra Metropolitan Authority. They have men who go around and check whether places are clean. When there is rubbish somewhere, they just come to clean it. But instead of doing that, they should rather prevent the people from putting the rubbish at the places that they go around daily and go to collect the rubbish. So you have to prevent the people from doing that. If you are able to do that, then you will not get a problem whereby they have to come every morning, sweep the whole of Accra, the streets of Accra and the pavements and the gutters. If you are able to check the people very, very well, this is what we can do.
Within the last year or so, have you seen any significant improvement? I'm sure you've seen reports of, when we have our rains, unfortunately the floods happen. Okay. We complain about our gutters. I mean, have you seen any improvements at all within our sanitation?
Oh, yeah, sure. There has been a little minimum improvement. But the point is that the behavior to become a clean is something that we have to build for ourselves. Do you get the point? Because if you have a situation whereby someone will make a waste and then wait during the rainfall and then he just rush from his room and then go and dump it in the gutter, thinking that someone will just come and clean it for him, thinking that there will not be cholera outbreak, thinking that maybe once he's free, whatever happened to his brother or sister somewhere, he doesn't care. That's what I'm talking about. So if you want to be a clean, then the cleanliness must come from our own. Nobody have to tell us that you have to be clean. You have to clean within yourself. I think there has been improvement in Accra City here. I've been here for a couple of times, but if you look at what is Accra now, it's okay. But if you go to outside Accra, no. Well, if you have to go into details, what we're supposed to do as a country, that you have to make sure that we enforce the rules and the laws. If you have the enforcement and the rules are not binding, the rules are not that I know this big man, so even if I obey the rules, I'll go and see this chief, I'll go and see this chief. I'm a nephew to this person, I'm closer to this person. So if I haven't done something which is not good, I'm going to look for someone to bail me out. Then we're able to improve.
That's it for another episode of News Connect. My name is Melissa Awad. This is Citi TV. Stay tuned.